Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Slow Blink Anime Podcast. My name is Phil.
I'm Candace.
And today we are going to be talking about the newest My Hero Academia episode. It's episode 83 from season 4 called Gold Tips Imperial. And I know we didn't watch the preview from last week, so we weren't sure what the title meant. But we got the explanation later in the episode, which was like the second half. But just a quick summary of this one. It's Aries finally getting to visit the UA school. And we get a bunch of area like going around to the different parts of the campus. Mm-hmm. And then we also get the finalized plan of Gentle Criminal, how he's going to invade the school during the festival. So that was pretty much the major points in the story. But let's get into it. What do you think overall about the episode?
Pretty chill. I mean, it's been pretty chill the past few episodes. Nothing big happened just yet. I mean, just because everybody's preparing for the festival. And, you know, it's in between, I guess, like from the previous arc that was, like, pretty big. Mm-hmm. And then this new coming one when Gentle Criminal invades UA. So it's just, you know, it's pretty chill. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's just, like, building up to the climax of this arc. And I did have a few questions while we were watching it. But overall, I enjoyed the episode. It was a lighthearted one. Except towards the end, that's when it got more serious when we got that explanation from Gentle and how he was planning to invade. But just to go over some of the major points of the episode, we got the beginning. We saw them prepping for the festival. And I didn't know if you noticed it, but the song that they were going to play was called Hero 2. Like T-O-O, like Hero also. So I think it's like they're making a song that's going to include everybody in the school, not just the hero course. So it's like something that makes everyone feel included. Did you catch that when the episode was going on? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, I saw that. But I thought that was sweet of them.
100%.
Because 100%. But yeah, I think they're just trying to include everybody. Is that how you felt from that?
I mean, it was pretty obvious, kind of like, I mean, they show the support team, the other people.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't think.
Oh, I meant the song, like the song Hero 2 from the name.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, they're prepping, and then we see Mirio, and he's with Eri, and they're trying to like sneak up on the group, and we see
surprise them.
Yeah, surprise them, and then Deku notices Mirio. He's like, "Oh, I wanted to say something funny," so he like sticks his butt out through the bushes. He's like, "Here's a peach." That's what he was talking about. And then we see Eri finally, and she's real happy. And something that I like that Eri does, well, I'm not sure, maybe you can tell me why, but she calls Deku-san. Is it just because she's being respectful, or does she not feel close to him? Or?
No, San is like a very... I guess it's like, if you're going to talk to some stranger, San is kind of like a pretty common standard... What do you call it? Like suffix? A way to address someone in Japan. You know how like Chan is like very close and very
like friendly.
Kind of like very friendly and just kind of funny too in a way. Sama is like very formal. It's like sir.
Yeah, you call the president that or something.
Yeah, and then San is like general standard.
Yeah. Well, I think
to address
in the translation, sometimes they put like Mr. Deku when she's talking to him.
Yeah, I guess.
And she calls Lemillion too, Lemillion-san, like when they're in a hospital.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that she calls Mirio by the hero name and not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because that's how she was first introduced to him. Mm-hmm. So it's just sweet seeing her finally interact with all these people.
And I guess it's also because she's a kid, and then it's not like I
forget she's young.
It's not like here in the US where you call somebody by their name and you don't address them like because for us, a lot of Asian cultures anyway, if somebody's older than us, like let's say an older sister or brother, we always address them a certain way. Like we don't just call them by their name. That's like respectful. But here in the US, you just call them by their name, and it's like a common thing.
Okay.
But for us, in Japan, in this,
it's just a way for her to show respect. to him?
Yeah, this is like a general standard.
Okay.
Addressing someone with, normal respect.
Pretty cool. Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that to me, because I just thought it was sweet how she was referring to him in that way.
I think it's more like just a comment.
Okay.
But, anyway,
but she wouldn't. Okay. But anyway, moving on. Mineta sees her. He's like, can't wait to see what you look like in 10 years. Of course, you guys got to make a comment about her. I guess because she was super cute. But they're taking her through the whole thing, and they run into I think they're class A2 or 2A. I can't remember which one. But it was from the guy from the what was it called? The tournament, sports festival. It was one of the guys from the other class, and they were holding like some dragon skull looking thing. And then Aries like, oh, I thought it was the one that fell from the sky.
Hero. Yeah.
And she was referring to Ryukyu, and I don't know. It's just like how she's bringing up stuff from back then. That's how she's making connections with things, because it's like she doesn't have. What did the principal say? She didn't have. She wasn't socialized, or she didn't have.
Like, I guess from being isolated,
yeah,
and then bringing her to this big festival out of nowhere might be too overwhelming for her, and so they kind of, they decided to take her out, and that way she can see all the preparation going on, and then I guess she can get some exposure to the public.
Exposure, that's the word I was thinking of.
Yeah, without being too overwhelmed on the actual day of festival. So it's kind of like testing things out, how Eri would react.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that was the idea. So, but it's funny how she doesn't have. She has a very minimal
social interaction.
Yeah, and like the stuff she connects with is just from what she has, because she's been like isolated, like you said. But it's just funny. But she's seeing all this different stuff, and then she gets introduced to the support class next, and it's Hatsume. Yeah, Hatsume, and she's one of the more interesting characters because she's like one of the more quirky ones. Especially how she calls everything, like all the machines and parts, her babies. It's like, oh, my babies. But she's working on some kind of like big mech thing. And she was explaining to us how the sports festival is where the hero course like kind of gets a bunch of spotlight. But then the school festival is a chance for the support class to kind of show their stuff and get sponsors from like different hero associations so they can use the support items that they're making, which is really cool because it's kind of like giving us more of the world that they're in and showing us how this whole like economy works of this hero organization, which is pretty awesome. But just seeing her on screen again is pretty fun. And what happened? Oh, then they got the lunch, and we got the next scene. It's Mirio, Deku, and Eri. They're at the lunch, and I really liked the scene because it was really cute when they're like panning down and Aries like she's got that big old orange like apple juice thing where she's drinking, and then she's just sipping on it, real adorable. Yeah. Then what'd you think about all that so far?
Creepy.
What?
Cute. It was I mean, I think I'm just waiting till we get to when Deku and All Might were together.
You weren't as interested in this part where...
I mean, it's cute and everything, but it's the same old, like the past few episodes has been like just basically preparing for the school festival.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just a fan of Eri, I guess.
I can tell.
All right.
Me too. I'm not a crazy fan.
Okay. But anyway, the principal happened to be there, and then we find out that he actually took some. He took like a leap of faith and asked the police force to let them continue with the festival because they were requesting that he cancel it. And he said the students really need this, and it's just gonna keep their morale up. And in this like day and age where the villains are being more bold about the crimes they're committing, and the heroes are kind of not as. It's like they're not as reliable as they were before, like when All Might was the pillar. And he's like, give him a chance because he really wants to do this, and he like put it on himself. So he stuck his neck out there for the whole school, and it's just seeing like the principal. He's actually everyone is trying to be included, and they're trying to keep up the morale in the whole society now that All Might's here. And it's just any little step they can. They don't want to give the villains another edge or something that
they're basically prevent any. I guess they're trying to make this whole festival just enjoyable and not be interrupted by villains. So I guess there's extra precaution, because obviously they would need it.
Yeah.
So that's basically the concept of that.
All right, so that was the first, pretty much first section of the episode, and then we get a little friend that said a week had passed, and then Deku ends up getting fired from the from the dance team, and he's pretty upset because he told Eri that he was gonna be one of the dancers, and they needed him to be hold Aoyama because they want the disco ball to be moving around the stage to make it more interesting because no one will forget about it. So that was the reason, and of course he's gonna say yes because he's a good dude. But then we get the next part. This is the part that I guess you liked the most, where he was training with All Might on the controlling the projectile that he had. So
it was a long range attack. Okay, yeah. So that point, Deku mentioned about the gear, or no, the support item for his hand. That he asked Hatsume to work on it. And then All Might mentioned that to be careful of using a support item. Yeah. Because something about...
He's heroes that rely on it too much.
Yeah, getting used on it.
If when they don't have it, they would be...
They can't use their quirk how they were able to do it.
They're in a bad situation.
And so, and All Might used to use it.
Yeah, which was interesting.
Yeah. But he just decided that it wasn't for him, and so he just used his own body.
Yeah, he said it was only around 60% that he could use a support item. And it was this huge piece of armor. Did you see that? Gold armor?
It's a whole body.
Yeah, a whole body support item. But you're right. He's I'm just going to use my physical body. And
so I feel Deku listened, but at the same time Deku's gonna do whatever he wants. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Whatever
he'd already taken the steps to get the item ready for himself.
Yeah.
And then this was interesting because if you hadn't seen the movie, the Heroes Rising movie, we did a review on that one. But we saw the item ahead of time in that movie. So,
and we saw how Deku used it too. Yeah. So if you haven't watched the movie, go watch the movie and then watch our video. Watch
the review. But yeah, so we kind of got spoiled on how the item would work. So because he finds out he's able to use it very well, and that was pretty much it with the training. We finally got to see All Might go into his muscle form again for a little bit.
Of course, he's too weak to keep it up. So we move on to La Brava and...
Oh, yeah, we can do that one.
What else?
There was the tea thing before. Remember Momo got that tea? And that's when they first, the title tea.
Yeah.
The Gold Tips Imperial. Mm-hmm. And Momo's, parents sent it to her. Because I guess she comes from a wealthy family, and it's one that's hard to get a hold of. Mm-hmm. And then that's when Deku was, trying to find a video of All Might with the support thing. Mm-hmm. But he ends up running into Gentle's video. And then now it's we get the whole explanation.
In the video, it's he he's warning everybody that he has this secret motive, or he's about to do something. And so that's when we get to La Brava and Gentle. And they start talking about their plans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they do live in an apartment thing. Because remember we were wondering when we saw the outside of the building finally.
Yeah.
But we did see, you're right. So we got the whole plan breakdown now.
Yeah.
So just to explain a little bit.
Reiterate what they said.
Yeah, just to reiterate what they said, which you already saw. You're right. It was a warning that he was trying to do for the video that Deku was watching. And he also verbally said that it was a warning to the students. And La Brava was kind of worried that, why would you be attacking these, innocent students with a bright future? And then that's when he kind of explained the whole thing that's going on. So there's like a back road he's gonna take early in the morning, and he said it's the least.
There's not much security. Heroes around it.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna go.
They can't use their quirks either because in the sky or
there's patrols in the area.
Yeah, there's patrols in the area.
So his quirk is, I don't know if it's like high jump thing, or if he, because you saw that right in the last episode where he was like able to bounce up, but or maybe he like distorts it and he can use like the recoil from it when it goes back to normal to launch himself. I don't know. That would make because he was able to do the distortion on the building too.
See, that's what we were kind of arguing about or figuring out. Is his quirk more like a magic type of quirk where, he makes illusions and tricks? Or is it like something else? Like one of our friends thought it's some kind of a maybe butler related quirk. Because, he looks like a butler, he drinks teas, and they both look like butlers. And so we don't know yet for sure. Yeah. As I feel like we're going to see it in the festival.
Okay.
So what else?
So then he was go through the road and he's gonna go through the back one, and then there's a park that's like a forest type thing, and it takes about, he said, 60 minutes to go through there. And then there's an old house that it's a cafe but it looks like a house. He's gonna sneak in there and he's gonna have like 90 minutes to enjoy his tea. Like, he was making a big deal, and it's gonna be the gold tips Imperial tea also, so referring back to the title. And then he's going to drink his tea. Then he's going to go past the construction site. And there's the big mountain that the UA school is like on the other side of. And he knows that hound hero, or that dog, I can't remember what his name was going to be there. So he's like, I'm going to hide my smell. Then we're going to be able to sneak in. And then we found out, I'm not sure if it was just La Brava is like really smart about security. Or it was her quirk that lets her hack stuff. Because she was going to hack the security and disable it. How did you interpret that?
I think it might be her quirk.
You think so? Because that's what I was leaning towards too. Because she was able to find Jensel through the videos that he was posting, and that's how they ended up teaming up and becoming this like duo. But yeah, I think it's her quirk too. Something related to that. Something with technology maybe. Yeah, but that's pretty much the whole invasion plan that he had schemed up. And then we get this end scene that's kind of, it's a little weird because it's just, La Brava was like a super fan before, and she's still a fan of Jensel. And
they're just, it's like for a good 3 minutes, they're saying I love you to each other. Yeah. Just buttering each other up.
Yeah. It was strange. But it's, because she was grateful to him for like continuing his dreams, and then he's grateful of her for helping,
for being the number one fan, the first fan.
Yeah, and then she also was like the one in charge of all the videos, and she like made him blow up and get all these views. So it's like this shared appreciation, appreciation for each other. And they're like, oh, I love you, and it's they're saying it back and forth and just like hugging. And I'm not really sure how old she is either.
I mean, you never really know in anime.
Yeah.
Like, somebody that looks like a kid could be like a 60-year-old.
She definitely looks like a kid, though. And then he's been doing it for 6 years, remember? So when did she start watching it?
I feel like she's old.
I hope she's old. Anyway, that's how the episode ends. But next week, we saw the preview of this one. And it's called Deku versus Gentle Criminal.
So obviously they're gonna encounter each other.
Yeah, and it seemed like it was kind of later on in the episode too, from what the preview showed. And I'm wondering, because he's aware of Gentle now, and they're all like wrapped up in a disguise when he was like ran into them, and it's right at that cafe that he was talking about. So do you think Deku's gonna fight him right there?
I don't think so. I feel like, well,
because there's a reason I think that I was asking you that, because remember when they had the principal was asking for them to continue when he was talking to the police officers? The police officer says if the alarm rings at all, then the whole thing shuts down. So I think they would have to stop him outside of the festival.
Wait, but remember La Brava's gonna hack the system, that way the alarm doesn't go off.
Oh.
And then it turns off the alarm system.
So.
And then they can go in.
So is Deku just gonna let them leave?
No, but...
Because I feel like they are gonna fight.
But the thing is, how does Deku know about his plan? He didn't really say that he's gonna invade.
But he's aware of Gentle. That he's a villain.
That's true, but... I mean, what if they're not really... What if... I don't know, like... We'll see, unless... Gentle... I don't know.
Because you kind of made me think different now after you said that she was going to disable the security. Because I thought it was just like the gate security, but maybe it's like everything, like all the security type systems, like the alarm too. But because I feel like if there's any kind of commotion at the festival, they would cancel it right away. But that's why I think Deku. That's why I thought Deku would be fighting him out there to prevent that. I don't know. Because I'm worried because he's going to be fighting him by himself. Because I didn't see anybody else with him in the preview.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea now.
I just don't know how it's going to start. Like, I don't know if Deku's just going to jump on him.
Yeah.
But my thing is, even though... I mean, if Deku's reason for, let's say, he starts the fight... If his reason for doing that is because to prevent something like the festival from something oh my gosh, I can't find my words.
From the festival being canceled?
Yes, or anything that happens
at the festival.
Yeah, at the festival.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, like, how does Deku know about him? Specifically
targeting the festival, right?
Yeah, like, how would he know that?
I know. Yeah, you're right.
They didn't ever say that in any videos. Like, at least a video that he watched.
Yeah, you're right. We just gotta wait and see. Dang. Thought I had an idea. Dang, you shot me down.
Unless La Brava and...
they make the move first, right?
Yeah, or they say something, maybe they have a conversation and Deku overhears them planning, and then he says something, and that's when the whole thing starts, like the fight or whatever, or something.
Back on board. Gotcha. All right.
Sounds good?
Yeah, I like that idea. All right, but next week sounds like it's going to be a good episode. This one was a little bit slower than the usual ones. What would you rate it out of 10?
This episode?
Yeah. 7.
Oh my gosh. 5?
5? Dang, okay. I do like 6 or 7. 7 out of 10, 6 to 10 out of 10. Candace says 5 out of 10. Let us know what y'all thought about it. Did you enjoy it? What do you think about the plan's going to be? The Gentle, do you think they're going to actually fight Deku this next episode? Or is he going to... Because Deku can be kind of... What's it called?
Assertive?
Not assertive. Where he kind of like overlooks stuff. No, he doesn't overlook stuff. I feel like he would act if something happened right away.
Because suspicious of something.
Yeah, because like when Overhaul was with Eri that first time with Mirio, he was going to do something, but Lemillion stopped
But
him.
sometimes he does overlook things, like he would think everybody's a nice person. Or,
yeah. He gives them the benefit of the doubt a lot.
Wait, no, but he's already seen the video, so he knows what they look like from the video, and so he would know that they're villains.
Yeah. He would definitely at least say something. Yeah, let us know what you guys think, and next week's looks like it's going to be a good episode. Yeah, we're excited.
Better episode.
All right, thank y'all for watching and for listening. Anything else?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah,
watch our other videos too. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all in those social media accounts and all podcast sites. We'll see you all on the next episode.